Welcome one, welcome all. This is the grand stage at the mighty Coliseum of Oakland. This is the USL Championship at its dramatic best here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Just before the curtain falls on the regular season, it's Oakland Roots and Hartford Athletic. Warm-ups are brought to you by UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital. You get a good look at the roadside today. Hartford Athletic coming off their biggest results as an organization. As we say hello, Peyton Gallagher with the former pro Ricky Lopez-Aspin. And for Hartford, Ricky, lifting silverware for the first time in a major tournament, winning the Jägermeister Cup of the weekend.
Fantastic run to glory for Hartford Athletic and Brendan Burke to go into Sacramento Republic at Hart Health Park to get a clean sheet score. Fantastic goal for Cariaga, but the emotional hangover for Brendan Burke and his side is going to be prevalent here. Big test for them if they want to get pushed higher into this Eastern Conference and try to get that elusive home playoff game.
Hartford cannot clinch tonight, but what they can do is move within 1 point of their magic number. Indy 11 holds the head-to-head tiebreaker, so that's still not attainable this evening. But Hartford Athletic fighting for the home playoff spots and can really climb the table if they can pocket another 3 points on the road with a rotated squad. In the West, it tells a picture of what Oakland Roots must do to climb above that line, and it has to start today.
For the Oakland Roots and Benny Feilhaber, this is a fantastic opportunity to kickstart your form as playoffs are approaching, and they're approaching quickly. 4 games remaining, 3 wins, 1 draw, 12 points or 10 points is what you need. That's a magic number for Benny Feilhaber, and it starts at this 90 minutes right in front of you against the Hartford Athletic side.
It is certainly attainable, but Oakland have been struggling in their last couple of games, got punched in the mouth a little bit last time out against El Paso.
Inconsistency for the Oakland Roots has been everything for Benny Feilhaber, specifically behind the ball, not having the ability to win their individual defending moments, but also very naive mistakes. Top priority is to try to get a clean sheet to give you a foundation to go out and attack a result.
And so the scene is set for an all-important clash of East and West. Hartford, a rocket strapped to their back. Oakland, fighting for their lives. What more could you ask for on a Tuesday night in the Bay? It's all coming to you next when we return. Oakland and Hartford.
Here, soccer is a movement, more than just a game, that inspired us to be more than just a name on a jersey, more than a health insurance company, and more involved in helping Oakland grow.
I'ma stay true to my roots.
Because in this town, we play for good.
Let the rest do what it do. It's one thing I'ma do.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You might not be related, but you're still family. You don't just give an extra hand. You give your whole heart and a whole lot of muscle. Because it feels good to raise up the community that raised you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Medalla, the mark of a fighter.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge.
A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew. Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Lineups presented by Anthem Blue Cross, and for Benny Feilhaber, It is Camden Riley that has the attention. We will see where he plays in this starting 11.
Camden Riley's going to give the Oakland Roots a little bit of flexibility. Don't be surprised if you see him come century to overload central locations, but also to push higher and provide the width, allowing El Masnaoui to come century to create an overload, but also when he does get that final third, provide real good quality service into Danny Trejo and Peter Wilson, and that dynamic duo on top for Oakland Roots can be the difference makers.
Trejo making his second start of the year for Oakland. In his first, a goal and an assist. We will see what he can provide. Up top for Hartford Athletic, and what Brendan Burke has done with the rotation, that will be the central focus here coming off the Jägermeister Cup of the weekend.
And Giant Presses will provide the width, the work rate to move up and down on the wide parts of the field, supplying Jimenez and Haji Berry. Those two players are very comfortable on the ball with their feet to drive through lines. Obalola will play as high as he possibly can to really test the Oakland Roots and their back line.
Out to the live pictures now. It is of stark contrast that this game emerges today. A team of desperation. The home-sided Oakland Roots, Hartford Athletic, can't seem to stop getting the good feelings and results that come with. Babu Jai starting today against a club that terminated his contract in the month of July, as with a false start. And now we commence. Oakland's winless in their last 5. Hartford, the last 13 games, only Louisville have posted more points in this USL Championship. Peyton Gallagher with the former pro, Ricky Lopez Espin. This one, what's the appetite? A rescheduled game that was initially supposed to take place over the weekend. Had to make room for that ultimate fixture between Sacramento. Of course, Hartford Athletic, who presumably have stayed out here on the West Coast for some time. Benny Fehlhaber made sure to emphasize that intensity off the top was the important point for the home team. At the top of the box, just jabbed away. Kagi Edvili with the tackle. Center official today, Alexandra Billiter. One in the press by Hartford. Haji Berry making his second start with Hartford Athletic today. Gives the ball right back. On the twist and turned wide. Prestis, his cross comes early. With a skip, it's away from Jonathan Jimenez, who will retrieve it at the touchline.
The Oakland Roots need to be a little bit cleaner when trying to play out of the back, and that is something that came up in our conversation with Benny Fehlhaber, saying that if Hartford does press higher, we need to play through lines, we need to be clean. Not a good start, especially within their defensive set for the Oakland Roots. You have a lot of numbers, essentially with El Masnaoui. You have Gomez, Tyler Gibson there as well. So if you are Gagi and Hackshaw, how clean can you be with the ball at your feet at bypassing that initial line of pressure?
Offside the call there. Andrew Hanks and Salvador Reyes, the linos today. Robert Vince working the board. Camden Riley. Unable to thread the needle. And it will be picked up at the end line by John Berner, making consecutive starts in goal in the league. Anthony Siaha started the cup final. Berner had 8 saves, though, filling in at Colorado Springs Switchbacks as the deputy. Good look at Panos Armanakis, who's really accepted a new role at left back in this team for Oakland Roots. Typically more the creative persuasion on the right, but evolving his game to set up what might be best for this club in their final stretch.
As Armanakis shifts to this left back position, he gives Benny Fehlhaber and the Oakland Roots a comfortability when playing out of the back. Very technically sound player, ability to break through lines. Already 3 assists on the season. Has been a good addition and a nice little wrinkle tactically for the Oakland Roots.
Benny Fehlhaber referenced his experience playing with Graham Zusi at Sporting Kansas City, who made a similar transition, really prolonged his career. Here's a dynamic duo in motion. Trejo serving the ball in. Stuck in towards goal by Camden Riley, and it requires some interest from John Berner, who pushes over goal for a corner kick.
Good action from the Oakland Roots. It comes with the timing of Armanakis, but notice this touch right here from Danny Trejo as he moves this way. Now he creates a little bit of separation, instinctual from Riley to hit it first time and force a good save from Berner to push it up and over his crossbar.
Threat in the early exchange. Corner kick set to be swung in by Panos Armanakis. It bounces dangerously in the 6. And off the whack of Nabil Hakshaw is easy meat for John Berner. At least he's getting his calisthenics early. So 5 minutes gone. This is the right kind of tempo that Benny Feilhaber would have preferred from his team. Off the head of Gagi. Snatched right back. Such a persistence in this Hartford team as they press on into the final third. And Spiegel will step up and take it in stride, making his 4th consecutive start today. Rafael Spiegel. There's been a yellow card.
Yellow card issued to the Roots number 4.
Looks like that's Gagi, who's stepping back into the team today after just serving a red card suspension.
Good work from Jimenez as he bypasses that midfield line, forces Gagi to come off of his line. That is late from Gagi, but harsh. First challenge of this game, 6 minutes in, to see yellow for the center back. A big test in terms of his discipline and positioning for the menu of this game for Gagi and the Oakland Roots.
So a free kick to defend early. It is of note, Oakland Roots have conceded 5 direct free kicks this year, which is tied for the most in a single season in league history. Would be pretty audacious to go from this distance, but Haji Berry, if anybody is royalty enough to have a strike, it might be him. Jack Panayotu also over the ball. He scored in his last league outing against Colorado Springs. Over it with Haji Berry. In by Panayotu. Searching for Farrell. It stays on. Oakland really struggling to sort things out at the back, but now they do just about get to a place where they can clear it. Peter Wilson driving from deep.
Well done by the Oakland Roots to get out of pressure. Now the green grass starts to open up. Fantastic bit of play.
Striking out, rolling a ball into the box. Final product elusive for Daniel Gomez.
And that is the type of personality that Benny Feilhaber wants from his side, understanding that the pressure's oncoming. So you need to be technically sound, very clean in your decision making. And a good action going back to the way with Camden Riley at the right back position.
He leaves a leg out. He will avoid the booking now. Camden Riley back-to-back starts for him. Again, a close eye in how he plays today. Not necessarily the most natural position for him at right back. Over the top from Joey Farrell. Hackshaw with the cover. Goal kick. Lifted down the line by Gagi, never gets to Camden Riley. El Mesnaoui bringing Panos Armanakis into the attacking half, who spots a man in the middle. Lands heavily on the foot of Faisal Batash, and it's out for a throw.
Those are the type of balls that you expect from Panos Armanakis from his left back role. The ability to bypass that midfield line played into Batash. He needs to be a bit clean in terms of his first touch, but good pocket of space picked up by Batash.
Into the channel, it lands stiffly on the back heel. It's once more thrown out by Hartford, who won't be deterred by having to sit a little bit deeper and soak up the pressure. That's been the formula for them. Good ball from Panos Armanakis. Batache. Final measurement, not quite there for them, but Oakland Roots will have a corner kick anyway. This corner kick is powered by Ava Community Energy.
The Oakland Roots are finding success essentially as Hartford is electing to go with one single pivot in Makangila. You have a numerical overload with Batash, you have Danny Gomez and Tyler Gibson there, so the spacing between that middle three for Benny Feilhaber can really cause some issues for Hartford Athletic at winning that midfield battle.
Oakland have really struggled to head the ball this year. Second least headed goals in the league. That won't come now. This moment of healing is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. The injury report here is brought to you by UCSF Health. Really nothing to report for either of the two teams. Very healthy this time of year. Dodged away by Kagi. Babu Njai. Quickly connecting dots and scrambling down the touchline. Fancy feet from Haji Berry. Unable to retain a hearty tackle from Camden Riley. Hartford thriving in chaotic moments as they so often have. Camden Riley struggling to get the ball away, but just about does. And finds Danny Trejo, who senses the keeper off his line. Senses incorrectly.
Audacious effort for Danny Trejo, but he does have it in his locker. Just see the relationship starting to form between Peter Wilson and Danny Trejo, complement each other extremely well. Danny Trejo more of a slasher, likes to run in behind and really test the center backs, while Peter Wilson very comfortable with the ball at his feet.
West now 8. Danny Trejo again. Still Danny Trejo. Slides by Prestis.
Good touch.
And Hartford are out. Prestis. We're seeing Haji Berry occupy some deeper spaces early on, playing more of a 10.
Haji Berry just trying to get touches on the ball, just trying to get in a rhythm. Former MVP, Golden Boot winner in this league. You take a look at Benny Feilhaber.
Just talking to him, you get the sense that that guy probably has the goods.
Just so passionate, has a clear identity from what he wants from his players and his teams, how he wants them to play and look like playing in between lines. Very passionate and energetic head coach Benny Feilhaber is.
Trying to figure it out on the fly, brought in midstream this year by Oakland's. Vision for the future in the here and now, under serious threat. Out for a throw. Able to untangle there, El Masnoy. Hartford starting to put a little bit more of a foot on the ball. Hartford can move with a win today to a place where they only need a single point more to determine their playoff fate. Get into the postseason dance, something they've not done in many years. Oakland's, with their back up against the wall, they need to get 3 points pretty much from every game they play from here on out. Camden Riley on the overlaps there. And that's where it eventually looked like it was angling towards. It got blocked on the way. Kept by the Roots. Panos Armanakis with runway. Danny Trejo wide of him. Skips out of the tackle of Arturo Dizpe, and it's going to be a yellow card for him.
It's a very similar type of touch here from Danny Trejo that we saw earlier in this first half. He sets up Dizpe, he baits him in, and just quicker to the mark. Wrong in terms of the timing from the center back, gets none of the ball, all the player, deserving of a yellow card. And a great opportunity for The Oakland Roots to really test Burner and the chaos right in front of his goal mouth.
That's that tight area technicality of Danny Trejo that makes him so difficult when he's at his best. He has won the free kick just south of a quarter-hour play.
Really important here for Tyler Gibson and Panos Armanakis to bypass that initial zone of pressure of Hartford Athletic.
Looks like Gibson as well as Panos Armanakis over top. Two-man barricade. Burner is alive to the alarm bells. Gibson over it. In by Armanakis. Goalkeeper unable to come, but headed away. Hackshaw settles. Gomez from range. Never a chance. Oakland failing the repress, and Hartford trying to just find some control on the ball.
And it's a really important repress from the Oakland Roots because how electric and explosive Hartford Athletic can be at going back the other way. So transitional moments will be crucial for both of these sides.
And the organization slips. It's been given away at the back. Tidied up quite well by Gagi. That's been the tail of the tape for Oakland. Almost at times 2 steps forward and 1 step back as Benny Feilhaber tries to get this team organized and playing towards all their goals this year and next. Panos Armanakis growing ever involved. That is the nature of this 4-4-2 diamond setup for Oakland today. A lot of the play is going to take place in wide areas.
And the movements essentially between Danny Gomez, El Masnaoui, and Tyler Gibson. That will be the balance and the engine to find success going forward. We talked about the single pivot of Makangila. How can you manipulate him? How do you get him out of position? That will open up passing lanes into Danny Trejo and Peter Wilson, where those two players is who you want on the ball, especially in the final third.
I'd be remiss not to mention what kind of tear Peter Wilson's on. The ball escapes Hartford Athletic. 6 goals for him in the month of September. He is lurking in the tall grass in the box now. Tees Bay acquits himself quite well and now calls for the handball. Roots family, the 2025 Oakland Roots jerseys are here, celebrating our return to the Coliseum and the legacy of Oakland sports. Fresh looks, same Oakland spirit. Don't wait, get yours today. Shop now at shop.com, oaklandrootssc.com. Of course, talking about the classic kits, we would be remiss not to mention what Oakland are wearing tonight. How do you grade this third change kit?
A++.
Brilliant, right?
One of, if not the best that we've seen in championship. Need to get one in my hands.
Make the call. In cooperation with the Museum of Modern Art of San Francisco, and it is certainly frameable. As is that touch from Camden Riley. Slashed down. Referee's having a bit of discourse. Babu Njai, the one caught up on the scene. It will be a free kick. No yellow card to come.
The argument for every single player in an Oakland Roots jersey to Alex Billiter saying that it should be a yellow card for Njai. Camden Riley sets him up to perfection. Kills the ball with his first touch, moves it with the second touch. And it is a rash challenge from Njai. He does initially get contact with the ball, and that is what Brendan Burke is mentioning. But it's a second leg that comes in and catches the right back. A little bit of frustration shown by the Hartford Athletic head coach.
They have taken off with him at the helm this year. You did have to wonder, though, if there would be any kind of slowness in reaction coming off short rest, staying on the West Coast, and the victorious heights of what you just did in the Ager Cup final. They have been a little bit slow to the punch so far. Served in, served short. Peter Wilson unable to execute the routine. This is good from Oakland, though, setting the tone and tempo as there's a player down. moment of healing is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross Health Insurance. It does look like the man that took that bump is able to continue on.
Really good read from Jimenez. We've seen the Oakland Roots try something off the training ground. Everyone crashes towards that goal line, allowing Peter Wilson to come across the corner. Good heads-up play from Jonathan Jimenez.
Second ball won by Hartford. Third is won by Panos Armanakis, who's been everywhere so far. Hackshaw dicing with danger, delivering out from his own end, but it comes off. Almost now 8. Has his pocket picked. Now Prestis. It's really close quarter stuff. Danny Gomez on the turn. Camden O'Reilly stretching those long legs and unable to find his balance. Well covered defensively by Jonathan Jimenez. Again, it's that counter pressure from Oakland making things difficult now.
Perfect example for the Oakland Roots. If you can pull out Makangila, now that whole central location will start to open up and you can go out the other way. Just needs to be a tad bit cleaner and quicker for the Oakland Roots at just trying to change the point of attack.
Armanakis from range. Joey Farrell is able to take it off course. Farrell making it was only his second appearance in the last 5 league games. Came on in the 90th minute as that late insurance in the 1-0 victory over Sacramento. Gets the 4-run out today and makes that important intervention to break things up. Now Camden Riley. Fullback to fullback. Armanakis serves it. That is something that his manager had spotlighted as a reason for the shifts. Will use that left foot to provide that devilish delivery in behind. No mess now, 8. And Gagi. Camden Riley, time to think. Bouncing ball controlled and settled by Hackshaw, who gives it a whack. They've not been shy about things, Oakland. Bouncy atmosphere here in the Coliseum. Oakland have seen about 100% uptick in their ticket sales this year. This cavernous venue that holds so much history has provided a good backdrop to them all season long. Fortunately, they've not been able to get many results as there's a head-to-head collision. Only 12 points on this ground this year, Ricky, least in the Western Conference. Arturo Diazpe and Prestis. Sniffed out by Camden Riley. Archie Berry, Diazpe. Gets away from Peniotu.
Just not clean enough for Hartford Athletic in terms of the possession. It's the right idea from Diazpe, but unable to find Peniotu in between the lines. When you have players that are just so talented centrally with Peniotu, Haji Berry, if you can get them on the ball, get them influential, that allows Obalolo to be really aggressive and more expansive at running in behind the Oakland Roots back line.
Hackshaw hatching his plan. He's captain Oakland Roots more than any player. Faisal Batache, despite a flash of creativity, is unable to escape Prestis. It's a throw in for Oakland under mounting pressure here, Hartford Athletic. Danny Trejo, it's a loose touch. A pair of former teammates nose to nose there. Him and Babu Njai, previously with Phoenix Rising. Jai wins that battle. Gibson in a tight spot. Did about as well as you could have asked, but it's a throw-in for Hartford. It's just those small lapses that have really hurt Oakland, and you can see it all over the face of Benny Feilhaber.
Frustration for Benny Feilhaber. That pass, you need to connect if you are Gagi. You need to punch it into Tyler Gibson. Blink of an eye, now Hartford Athletic has gained some higher real estate on the ball, get on a little bit more in the rhythm, start to connect. Some more passes for Brendan Burke in the visiting side.
How have you felt about their urgency so far, halfway through the first half?
Hartford or the Oakland Roots?
Oakland Roots.
It's been good. It's been good. Been pressing higher, playing at a really high tempo, but it's something that we've seen from the Oakland Roots over the course of the last 2, 3, 4 games, that they do all the little things right, but it's that final action that continues to lack. You've worked extremely hard, been the better side than 24 minutes of this game, but have nothing to show for it. So now you have to get Peter Wilson more involved. You have to get Danny Trejo in more better positions, higher up the field more aggressively. And that is the next step for the progression for Benny Feilhaber and the Roots.
To start another mounting attack. Camden Riley.
Good ball again.
Wonderful turn from Danny Trejo, who goes early into Peter Wilson, who's left behind it. Riley on the ricochet. Blocked again. Bodies back in force. Hartford off the hook.
If you can go quick, if you are the Oakland Roots, you can find some real success and a lot of real estate to operate in, specifically through the wide parts of the field. It's a good idea from Danny Trejo, trying to play it into the path of Peter Wilson, but you need to pull it a little bit further away from their retreating center backs of Hartford Athletic.
And to the point you made earlier, Peter Wilson lacking involvement so far, only 8 touches, the least of any outfield player. Camden Riley trotting back in defense. He's been the opposite so far to Peter Wilson as we get a chance to look back at that missed opportunity.
Bottom left of your screen, Peter Wilson recognizes that space. You need to lead him into the 18-yard box if you are Danny Trejo. Not enough pace on it, but good recovery from Joe Farrell. But those are the little details that matter when you're trying to open up the goal scoring here at the Coliseum. That ball needs to be whipped in, bending into the path of Peter Wilson away from Joey Farrell.
Walked down the far touchline and headed out of play. There's Joshua Balous, just loaned in from MLS Next Pro. Making his first start here in this one, as foul is awarded. Amanakis. High level of organization behind the ball for Hartford. It comes good as they win. A swinging tackle from Gibson in recovery. Masnawi. On the give and go, it's Nabil Hackshaw of all people. Headed out of play, no nonsense. Babu and Jai. This defense being tested of Hartford. A makeshift group with the rotation. Good look at Joshua Balous. Young man, 24 years of age, 6'5". As he stands sentinel ahead of this set piece. This corner kick is powered by Ava Community Energy. They would love to energize this crowd, these home-sided Oakland Roots now. Without swing. A good look from Danny Trejo. Unable to calibrate correctly, and Panos Armanakis airmails it over the goal. Bit wasteful there. Join us in style this year with Roots Premium Seating. Our all-inclusive Club Oak. Field boxes or dugout seats. We have great options for any occasion. Secure your tickets now. Visit us at oaklandrootssc.com/tickets or call 510-488-1144. Half an hour come and gone here in the Bay. Still no separation. Hartford doing a nice job of just managing the game.
Making life difficult for the Oakland Roots, specifically defensively. Hartford Athletic is. They do like to press high when the ball's high up the field, but when they lose possession, try to get all 11 players behind them, sit into a mid to low block, trying to frustrate the opposition. And that is something that we have seen for Brendan Burke and company to start this game here in the Coliseum. Good turn.
Swiveling into the final third. Waiting on the cross. Obalola is there. Now Calvary coming. It's a throw in for Hartford. Camden Riley has to cover a lot of ground there, and he did well. That is a giraffe. might be helpful, his height. Defending what will effectively be a set piece now. A long throw is in vogue. It's there for Bambu and Jai. It's a bit of a bounce pass and stabbed away at the near stick by Peter Wilson. Makingila keeps it in circulation. Snappy header away by Gagi, who wants the ball more. Apparently no one. This is what the Roots have done to so much success. Always making sure they are on balance and not exposed. Despite who's in the team, there's been a high level of flexibility for Brendan Burke, having to contort in all directions now his side, as they are pressed with the foot of Oakland Roots. El Masnaoui, a heavy touch, kept by Panos Armanakis.
Just notice the numbers behind the ball for Hartford Athletic here. All 11 players within 40 yards of their defensive goal.
Batache will just duck the ball away from danger to Armanakis. Hatching a devious plan, darting in a ball. Strong header. He'll hack shot.
When you play against a team that's sitting into this mid to low block, the Oakland Roots need to move the ball quicker, and the movement ahead of the ball needs to be a little bit more decisive.
That'll work. Camden Riley, Peter Wilson.
Phenomenal goal.
He can't stop scoring. Peter Wilson can't help it. Oakland 1-0. 10 goals in 9 for him, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Fantastic goal for the Oakland Roots. It comes with the quick tempo, but notice this little turn here from Batache as he pulls out Makingila. That allows Danny Trejo to come centrally, which gives Camden Riley the outside part of the field. Great first time ball, not allowing this back line for Hartford Athletic to get set. Talked about Peter Wilson, the form that he's in, the ability to sniff out opportunities before they come. Gets goal side of Dispay, and it's a great ball in, even better finish from front to back. Phenomenal goal for the Oakland Roots.
14 on the year, all of them have come from inside the box in open play, the most in the league. He is a poacher of all poachers.
Just the timing of Peter Wilson as something that has set him apart in USL Championship. The ability to stay online at the last second, gets goal side, and creates that little bit of separation.
Well, if there is any silver lining in what's been an up and down year, Oakland have discovered their marquee number 9. Peter Wilson, who's had a journeyman's career playing in multiple countries and continents, making a home. If you might be so bold, laying down some roots. Camden Riley, very comfortable in the shoes and the workman duties of the fullback so far. It appears that was an enlightened decision from Benny Feilhaber, the way things are going. And escaping the first wave of the press, Oakland Roots, Batache, their numbers afoot. Gomez locating Wilson again. This time it just skips away. The timing on the run is pristine, but it goes without a finish.
Talked about central locations. The game will start to open up if you can pull out Makingila. Just notice the real estate, but left side of your screen, the timing again from Peter Wilson to play in between Farrell and Belouz, but this ball comes across. You need to go with your left foot. As he's trying to reach across his body, the angle's a little bit off. If you just step into it and open up your hips, you have your brace within the last 2 minutes here.
It's down the right again, Gomez. With a hop, it's out of play.
Just want you to notice as Batache gets on the half turn, the spacing of Danny Trejo. As he peels off Belouz, he brings in Njai, allowing Camden Riley to push wide. And that first time ball is a nightmare for backlines to deal with because they're retreating, they're forcing, they're facing their defensive goal. Burner can't come off of his line. It's a soft spot for Peter Wilson to tap it home.
And And as you start to look at the players in this team for Oakland, you start to see the edges of an idea, how Danny Trejo can interact with a player like Peter Wilson, how this can all come together. Just got to put these pieces in the right places here at the end, and they can maybe make some noise, these Oakland Roots.
There's glimpses of how good the Oakland Roots can be when they are clicking on all cylinders. But the question for Benny Failhopper is, how can you get on a consistent basis? Because there's been really high highs, but there's also been very low lows, specifically defensively for the Oakland Roots. Naive defending, not having the ability to win your individual duels, not rotating across, and simply just not making plays for Benny Failhopper. And that was something that he was very vocal about in our conversation with him earlier this week.
And this has been the formula for Oakland Roots, who have pocketed almost all of their points when they get ahead. Moreover, they are second in the league in terms of multi-goal first halves this year. They've had 5 of them. Only Charleston Battery have been better. When they come, they tend to come in bunches for the home team. I can't imagine they will have anything but a lead foot on the gas pedal these final 10 minutes of the frame. Gomez sifting one in for Peter Wilson, who provides it a chase. Looks like the back line was not quite on the same page about where Wilson was and how much threat he could pose. Oakland have been running the game in terms of the chance creation. Nothing to report. On the Hartford Athletics side, they haven't even tested the target. This is the most work we've seen Spiegel do all evening. And it is borne out in the expected goals numbers at this point in the game. 1.5 to 0 before halftime. It is a massive gulf.
Hartford Athletic needs to do a better job essentially at helping Makangila. That is when you need more defensive efforts for Panayiotou, but also Jimenez. Too many times the Oakland Roots are just playing around the corner.
Chance emerging. Up for it is Burner. Trejo nodding on. Batache. Trejo down in the box. He went over quite easily. Referee having none of it. Stretching out that new kit. Brendan Burke. Really, probably at this point, Danny Cruz might have a word, considering his team's only lost 1 game. Gotta say he's the manager of the year at this stage, right?
Second half of the season, no question about it. One of, if not the best team in the league. The form that they've been in, the run that they went on to win the Jägermeister Cup. He's done a fantastic job at staying true to himself and continuing to believe what he's building at Hartford Athletic. Started off the year extremely rough this side, but stayed with it, trusting his players, and they've done a great job at just growing into this season and ultimately winning the first trophy in their club's history.
It's funny, you trace it back to really a pair of El Clamicos. It was up against the rocks for Hartford, a really rough stretch. Away day on CBS, big game, big atmosphere at Rhode Island FC. Your regional rival, you get a draw. Then you find a way to fight back, get a 2-2 in the Jägermeister Cup that you win in a shootout, prolong. You're staying in that tournament. Peter Wilson's in, went unselfishly. Now it's Camden Riley in the box. Riley is dispossessed by Babu Njai, but it's won well. Again, the press is prevalent for Oakland Roots. Batache. Gaggi able to retrieve it. A bit of a wayward pass towards the end of Oakland's. Armanakis. A slide job run from El Masnaoui. Fighting off Makangila and trying to show off some of that youthful flair, but it's a goal kick.
Left side of your screen, Peter Wilson again shows that he's going to feet. He baits in this bait. When he does go in behind, he needs to go for goal here. You need to pick up your head, understanding that Danny Trejo, probably a difficult angle. Try to get your brace and just put pressure on Burner. But the movement of Peter Wilson through this first 39 minutes here have been running around circles around the 2 center backs of Hartford Athletic.
What's funny is he might be the best guy in the league at that exact finish at the tight angle. Trying to spread the love. Oakland side is Oakland's nonprofit newsroom, providing you with the reporting and information on the stories that matter to you. Oakland side, news for Oakland. So far, good things to report about the home bunch. Those folks are playing with an extra sense of percussion. Trey Hall started the game on the left. He's moved over to the right. And that is maybe a nice quality in this 4-4-2, is it's easy to mirror things from side to side. Don't see the 4-4-2 diamond a lot nowadays. It's worked quite well for Benny Feilhaber. Did you ever play with a diamond in your professional career?
Never.
I think that paints the point. Bit of a unicorn. Camden Riley. It's an exploratory ball that Joey Farrell quickly and summarily deals with. Roots have had a tight leash on this one so far. Would love to expand their lead ahead of halftime, looking for space in behind. Ross needed a little bit more height. Almost now will try it again. Danny Trejo's waiting on it, a chest down. Danny Trejo saved away. It was just a quick shift of his weight. Got the half yard for the shot. He's not done. Gagi lunging wide. Armanakis dancing, weaving. And it's a wishful ball in that D-Spay will quickly extinguish at the back. Hartford just can't get out though.
Just how aggressive the Oakland Roots are taking in terms of their position. Once the ball does get in around that 18-yard box, the two center backs of Gagi and Hackshaw really pressing high, just suffocating this Hartford Athletic.
Gagi. Camden Riley, Danny Trejo waiting at the touchline. Swings right by the first marker. Trejo left listlessly in the middle. For a team that's been so good on the break this year, designing, engineering transitions, Hartford just been out of rhythm. Camden Riley punching the gap, flag staying down. Just got beyond the bow. Peter Wilson out for a throw. USL on the CBS Sports Network closes out October with a championship Western Conference showdown. Playoff-bound New Mexico United take on these very same Oakland Roots Sunday, October 19th at 5 p.m. Eastern. CBS Sports Network. New Mexico, a late surge, happening in those areas where maybe they can make a run to the 1 seed. They'll have plenty to play for. Oakland, it goes without saying, could be on the line for them, especially if they can hold their nerve and keep this result. Great on the first half so far for the Roots.
Have to be pleased if you're Benny Feilhaber. You're looking at a B+, A- in terms of the tempo, in terms of the want and how much pressure was on this game.
Gomez, his ball. Peniotu unable to escape. Looked like it was a clean challenge there. Panos Armanakis, but whistle goes anyway, and he'll get a yellow.
Initially, the way that Panos Armanakis steps into this challenge, leading with almost his elbow, is what gets him in trouble. As this ball pops out, notice right there, extension, it's high. Good call from Alex Billiter.
Came to the right conclusion in the end. She had a really good angle on that. It's been a fairly physical game. She's had good lid on all the contests that has taken place over the first 44 minutes.
This goes back to what we were talking about, Peyton, with how aggressive Oakland Roots want to be. Once that ball pops out, they're trying to squeeze that game. They're trying to suffocate Hartford Athletic. If you are Brendan Burke, two things are going to be prevalent at that halftime talk. Once, that midfield battle of Makangila needs to find the balance, and he needs help. Too much ground for him to cover centrally solo. And number two, if you can bypass that initial line of repress for the Oka Roots, that is when you can find Haji Berry. That is when you can find Obalola at running in behind and being very direct and vertical within their movements.
From the tactical perspective, that really has been the story between the two teams so far. Oakland has worked through the press with relative ease of Hartford to date, and on the other end, Hartford have really struggled to escape cleanly from their own half of the field. Gibson, if there is anything to encourage the fans of Hartford Athletic, is more on that in a moment. Rainbowing ball for Danny Trejo. Wilson in the middle. It gets there. Wilson has scuffed the finish. There are some claims for a maybe penalty. Wilson's down. This looks fairly severe.
Good recognition from Tyler Gibson. The high line of Hartford, that means space in behind. Great run from Danny Trejo. And as he puts this ball across, awkward little challenge between Dispe here and Peter Wilson. As this ball's a little bit behind, Peter Wilson allows Dispe to recover. Initially, it does look like he gets all on the ball. Peter Wilson comes and kicks the retreating defender. It's a good sign if you are an Oakland Roots fan. Peter Wilson walking on his own power, but good recovery from Dispe.
We are into stoppage time now. This moment of healing is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross Health Insurance. Peter Wilson looks as if he will be able to continue. Adrian Dispe had to be very careful there as he slid in. Already on a yellow. Not only would it have been a penalty, it probably would have been a sending off for a second one. Peniotu extracting the ball from the middle. Once more, he fails to do anything but find himself up a cul-de-sac. Hartford have it in the final third. Peniotu leaves the ball dangling. Mopped up in recovery. If there is, though, any kind of solace for Brendan Burke, Hartford fans, Athletic have gotten 9 goals from substitutes this year, which is the third highest total in the division. Jai greasing the ball exactly as he likes. Here's the trebuchet. Look how far off the line Spiegel is. Knock on is won by Oakland. Second ball won by Njai, who swings in a left-footed try, and that's easy meat for the goalkeeper. Happy to take it to the break, you would imagine, Oakland Roots. Peter Wilson is the point of difference. And the curtain falls. 1-0 Oakland.
Benny Feilhaber has to be pleased. The tempo, the effort, the intensity was there. You scored a fantastic goal when you found success centrally for Brendan Burke and Hartford Athletic. The subs that will come in this second half need to provide an impact in terms of the ground coverage, but also you need to get your attacking players more influential and more involved in the second 45 minutes.
We step into the intermission. It's been feisty, it's been competitive, it's been Oakland Roots that have arrived to everything first through the first 45. Much more to come on the other end of a break. Halftime coverage in the Bay. Oakland Roots 1, Hartford Athletic 0. 45 minutes gone, 45 minutes to go here from Oakland.
Sana, sana. Sana, sana. Colita de rana.
Sana, sana. Colita de rana. Si no sana soy.
Sanará mañana.
Learn about low to no-cost health insurance with Anthem Blue Cross, so you and your family can sana sana.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You put on the biggest event of the year every single weekend. surviving the strongest storms, meeting chaos with composure. You roll up your sleeves to roll out the red carpet, because the end of the night for you is the beginning of the rest of their lives. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge.
A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew. Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
The Oakland Roots are presented by Anthem Blue Cross. Here at the half, beneath a glowing full moon. It's the Roots that have roared in front on their home patch as we look at the road to be traveled by both clubs in the final month of the regular season. Time as we look out at what is to come for the Oakland Roots. Package about exactly what's been going on with the stadium and all the developments going on in the Roots community.
In the USL, shovels in the ground mean as much as scoring goals. And Sacramento Republic is on its way to transforming the city's rail yard district into a soccer palace. The same is happening in the Motor City, with Detroit City's new home clearing way for stadium construction. Miami FC has unveiled its future home in South Florida, while the Pittsburgh Riverhounds prepare for their stadium expansion, preserving one of the best views in all of sports. The growth is felt as well in League One, with expansion on the way for 2026. The scene changes daily at the site of Fort Wayne's new home, from clearing the area in early June to the sweet sight of concrete and steel in mid-September. All watched closely by Fort Wayne's Director of Communication, Justin Cohn.
Thousands of people literally drive past this thing every day. So how cool is it for everyone to get a chance to see this thing every single day get closer?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's ideally located for people going to and from work, or they're driving down to Indianapolis, and you're seeing it in really at a rapid pace come up. So you're really seeing a lot of the facade of what will be the stands start to come up.
I look at the renderings. First thing I notice is this gigantic video board. So give me some of the neat things about that, because this might be the best thing in League One for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard is something I'm really excited about. It'll be the second longest scoreboard in the entire state. So that means it eclipses an NFL stadium. You're going to have a lot of options at Fort Wayne FC Park in terms of watching the matches. There's a lot of possibilities that you can do with the scoreboard.
Fellow League One expansion club Boise is seeing its vision take shape as construction at the park at Expo, Idaho is full speed. And longtime League One club Greenville Triumph has kicked off construction at Bridgeway Station.
Eating a balanced diet and being physically active are two of the most important things that you can do to be healthy at any age. Fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins can help control your weight and prevent heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Regular exercise can help boost your mood, digestion, and sleep. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots encourage you to eat right and get active. For additional healthy tips, visit oaklandrootssc.com/anthem.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. It doesn't just have great bones. It was the backbone of your community. So you breathe in new life, grinding away to make space for tomorrow, for your people. This isn't just a restoration. It's a revival. Because you're always willing to double down on your neighborhood. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge.
A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew. Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
That guy's enjoying himself. Good reason. Roots up a goal in an all-important game in this final phase of the USL Championship regular season. Scores as they come in, they grow in importance this time of year. Here's what the last week looked like. A good pick. Second half coming up when we return. Oakland's got to hold their nerve against Hartford Athletic for the next 45 minutes. Set to be tense. Folks, don't go anywhere. A dazzling goal for 20,000 to witness a jubilation.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it.
Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Leans back, hits one further! What a hit! Here's Wilson! He stays out and the Roots have a lead!
It turns out Oakland sports fans won't have to wait long to catch another game at the Oakland Coliseum.
Beneath the lights here at the Coliseum as USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Good reason to come into town to witness this spectacle in this venue as we saw it in the first half in full flow. Peyton Geller here with Ricky Lopez, Aspen, and Ricky. We take a look at the first half highlights. It was Oakland throwing all the punches.
Started better in this first half of the Oakland Roots, specifically through the wide parts of the field, the ability to go 1v1, create a little bit of isolation, but it was a mentality to continue to squeeze this game. This is your right back, Camden Riley, about 25 yards away from the attacking goal, forcing a good save from Burner. The pressure continued on in favor of the Oakland Roots, and they found success when they played centrally to go wide. Notice this first time ball from Camden Riley, nightmare for this back line to deal with, and no one can retreat quick enough to stop Peter Wilson, and that man is on fire. Great goal for the Oakland Roots.
Just felt like they kept growing in confidence and decisiveness throughout the frame as we examine the stats behind the pictures you just saw, and we'll tell you a stark story about how Oakland ran the contest. 2/3 of the possession, not a single shot to speak of for Hartford.
Needs something going forward for Brendan Berg. Do not be surprised if we see him dip into his bench and bring in players to provide a little bit of flexibility going forward and a positive impact. This Hartford athletic side is just too much quality and too much talent to have 0 shots and 0 shots on target through 45 minutes of play.
Speaking of talents, on the Hartford side of things, Brendan Burke will show some of his. It's a pair of changes in the intermission. Michi Ngalina, leading light for this club. He will set the pace up top. He'll be joined by Kyle Edwards, who has 7 goals as a substitute this year, has already tied the single season league record. He is the damage man at the front. That 6-1 frame will change the topography of the attack for Brendan Burke.
Different look for Hartford Athletic. Kyle Edwards, a willing runner, the ability to stretch the game. We talked about his physicality to occupy both center backs, and Michi Ngalina, one of, if not the most explosive players in all of the USL Championship, to go 1v1 and bring a little bit of life to Hartford Athletic.
Ngalina has completed the 3rd most attempted take-ons in the division. E40 rings us appropriately into the second 45. At the starting line, tell them when to go. Roots up and underway.
Substitution for Hartford Athletic to start the second half.
And apparently not.
Now on the field, number 71, Kyle Edwards. Replacing number 81.
How important is a quick start to reestablish that momentum for Oakland?
Need to start this second half exactly how you ended the first for Benny Feilhaber, trying to get in a rhythm. And you do that by playing century, by playing quick and being decisive. For Hartford Athletic, compactness defensively will give you a foundation, allowing your two subs in Edwards and Engelina to go and search a result to try to show a little bit of response.
Bouncing through the center of the park. Now picking it up. Flowing wide. Chopped into the area, taken down by El Mesnaoui. Strongly fights off Joey Farrell. Swashbuckled in. Denny Trejo got a whiff and nothing more, but it will be a corner kick.
This corner kick powered by Avon Community Energy. Kick power, lower rates, brighter community.
Without swing. Panos Armanakis. Well spotted ball in. It fell in a dangerous spot. It's just hooked away. Batache. Armanakis again. Most of the good moments for Oakland have come down this near flank. At this man's feet, Camden Riley. Scopes in a ball for Wilson. He goes down in a heap. Oakland playing on. Play has stopped. That's Peter Wilson, who we saw pick up a bit of a knock in the late stages of that first half, slow to his feet. Also being told that it appears an Oakland assistant may have been given a yellow card. As the dust settles and Joey Farrell, the man with the armband, is down for Hartford. Farrell has put in a strong shift so far.
Good refereeing from Alex Billiter again. Potential head injury, you need to stop play immediately. Top priority is the health of all of these players. Peter Wilson up on his own power. Joey Farrell, a true leader and a true warrior for Brendan Burke. Never shies away from any individual duels, physicality. What a career he has carved out here at USL Championship, Joey Farrell has.
This moment of healing is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross Health Insurance, so you too can sana. Well, if there is anything that is good in this moment for Hartford, it is that Joey Farrell has been a bit of a reservist as of late, and there are options on the bench. Whether they're explored is the question. Brendan Burke already having to use 2 of his changes out of the intermission, so we'll have 3 available in 3 individual moments. Because this is likely a head injury, a 6th substitution would be made available to both teams. Looked like just a clash of heads. Peter Wilson able to carry himself off under his own power. Joey Farrell, pretty sure he was carved from granite when he came to be. As sturdy as they come. That being said, preparations just in case being made in the dugout.
Just look at the bench for Brendan Burke. Sebastian Anderson, Junior Morera, players that are more on the defensive side. Marlon Harrison as well can come on, provide a little bit of structure centrally. The like would be Sebastian Anderson drop in, presses to the center back position, push Anderson as a right wing back if it needs to go to the bench for Brendan Burke.
Farrell is off the field, so it's down to 10-10 at the restart. Both teams with players that will need to be reintroduced. Just another good moment of management from Alexandra Billiter. We'll restart with a drop ball. Roots were on the attack when play stopped. Is where they will reconvene. That drop ball very declaratively belonging to Oakland Roots. Back in play we go. cheaply given away. The break could be on. Well sorted out. On the spin, driving forward. Gagi got there. It's in harm's way. Stabbing it back. Hartford Athletic. Body down in the corner. Foul is the word. It was Gagi intertwined. He's already on a yellow card.
Needs to be really careful, Gagi, on a yellow card. That's that leadership from Hackshaw right there, trying to push his partner away from the incident. Just not clean enough here from Hackshaw. Gets caught with the ball underneath him. Cal Edwards really aggressive, turning their defense into offense for Hartford Athletic. But if you're a Gagi, just move your feet. There is no need to engage in any contact there. Your arm is away from your body. Walking a really fine line for the manager of this game, Gagi is.
And again, he just got back in the team after serving a red card suspension in the last game. Oakland sturdying their defense. Hartford still looking for their first shot of the contest. Spiegel making his 4th consecutive start. A big part of that is that he's 6'5", compared to Kendall McIntosh, who had been the first choice this year, standing at 6 foot. For this exact scenario, the box control aspects. And it comes. A low line away by El Masnoy. The top of the box for Michi and Galina. Babu and Jai. Useful ball, punched away and prodded out of the area again. A second entry. This time Spiegel will rise for it, fumble it away. Hit into side netting on the wrong side of the stick. That was shaky.
Nervy moments for Spiegel. First on the ball in from Njai, not able to parry it away. Puts it back into traffic, and as a goalkeeper, if you decide to come off of your line, you need to secure this ball. At the very least, punch it away from traffic, not allowing any sort of rebound for Hartford Athletic.
Some looseness with the ball. The ball is a select ball. They're proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com. Latest Select product specials and more. Ricky, Select.
The player's choice.
There it is. Gomez, just whittling. He's done well to keep it. Working through the gears. And Camden Riley comes cutting across at Danny Trejo, squares for El Masnoy, and it's just blocked by the gluey gloves of the goalkeeper, Burner.
Great header back across from Danny Trejo, understanding. Unless now he's in a better area of space. Hits it well, but straight at Burner. Good positioning from the goalkeeper of Hartford Athletic.
Ali El Masnoy, one of the best U20s in the division, making his today 13th start of the year. A player that Benny Fellhaber really has a bright future for, potentially. Feels like he's got all the tools to really break out. Said that this has been his break-in year. Feels like next year might be his breakout year.
Just ability to feel the pressure. For El Masnoy, the ability to drive with the ball at his feet, something that Benny Fellhaber extremely high on as we take a look at it right here.
Waiting a ball wide, and it just slowly carries away. Good on him to attack the space, but didn't have the sidecar runner. Wonder what's bobbing around in his brain. Certainly a lot more comfortable, you would imagine. He was at earlier stages in this campaign, been asked to take on a lot with multiple managers. Steadied by Gomez, threaded through by Trejo. Still not dealt with. Njai. Heavy on the foot. Back covering Haji Berry. Stung forward for Yo-Yo.
Good turn.
He swashbuckles towards the top of the box. It falls! Makingila has a poke, and it's flushed away. Spiegel with the save. Galina rumbling in. It's gotten free. Hartford turning the dial. Hit from range and thundered off the block.
There's a different type of bite for this Hartford Athletic side in this second 45 minutes just with the subs that Brendan Burke has bring into. Great little bit of skill from Panayotou. Now it comes down to the composure. But you have three real weapons. NJ coming in, Michi and Galina pooling wide, but it all starts with Jack Panayotou, the ability to go 1v1, require attention, and bring in his teammates.
They've had a couple shots in the last 5 minutes after none in the first 50. And it towards goal and thundered in. Hurled into the box and thrust out. Joshua Belouse, a good time to score your first for the club. Even at 1.
On the right, on the road, not creating through the run of play. Set pieces are a fantastic way. Great ball in. This is all about the willingness to win your individual duels from Belouse. Meets the ball at its higher point and just snaps it over his left shoulder. No chance for Spiegel. What a fantastic towering header that is from the center back to draw this game 1-1.
That will hurt. Hartford doing the harm. Oakland's entirely bossing the game. But it's a strong retort from the roadside. And it's all square again, just beneath the hour mark. And that is really a signal of what Brendan Burke has done. There's such, again, the word persistence in the play from player to player. And apparently the moorings have been torn off the netting. That's how strong the header was.
Hartford Athletic substitution now on the field. Number 10, Acevedo Carriaga.
Just the amount of power that Belouse is able to generate here. And that is why the net comes down. Spiegel grabs it on his way down. A little bit of housekeeping here.
And that's ingenuity. When in doubt, no step ladder, just get a chair. How many routes does it take to fix a netting? That man's feeling good about himself, getting to admire the damage he's done. Every button for Brendan Burke that he's pressed this year has lit up green. Oakland have had some time now to sit in what is a new reality for them. And apparently it's as simple as that. Nothing tore, it just came unmoored. Learn something new every day. They should have gotten the giraffe involved. That being said, we are in a whole new ball game in this famous ballpark. 1-1. Oakland had it. They've lost their grip. Hartford throwing heavy in the later rounds, and things redefined in the final half hour. Sneaking into the attacking half, Michi and Galina.
Really good recovery run from Camden Riley here.
Bright-haired fullback, making noise. I have to imagine that he was put in the team to maybe limit the impact of that ever-dangerous left-hand side of Hartford. Getting to actually do that job with Galina now in the contest. Gomez, good first touch. Nice and clean, quilting in possession, Oakland Roots. Camden Riley sneaking in the back door. Trying to get it right back is Gomez. Deferential, the pivotal points.
Just need to step into it if you are Danny Gomez. Tries to become a little bit too cute with it. As this ball's coming across right at you, let momentum do its thing and just put your laces through it. Put it on target, cause a little bit of concern for Burner. Where that is a great ball in to break a line to get Camden Riley into that final third from his right back position.
Danny Trejo on the trot. As Patache for company. Playing the middle ground quite well there. It looked like Dispe. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Ticket to great seats.
What we've seen Hartford Athletic do a better job in this second 45 minutes. They're a lot more compact defensively. The lines are a lot tighter, not a lot of real estate, so the Oakland can play into, but more specifically, the recognition of transitional moments between Galina and Jack Panayiotou underneath Kyle Edwards has changed the complexion of how they attack. Oakland need to do a better job at understanding once they do lose the ball, they need to stop the transitional moment at its origin.
Architecting away Oakland Roots, it's Danny Trejo! Wilson just late. It's the former Root, Babu Njai, who takes it off the plate.
On the video boards now to purchase tickets for our final regular season home.
Flawless positioning from Njai here. As this ball comes across and this play develops, he needs to get this challenge right. He needs to time it to perfection. Very easily could have ricocheted back into the back of his own net.
With Postgame fireworks.
Great recognition, great positioning, and even better last-ditch defending effort from Njai.
Benny Feilhaber, though, will be happy with the returns there. He said the one thing that you can do to constantly break down a composed block, good service, and it comes there. Wilson, just not the better man in that engagement. Oakland straight back from the mat. Starting to play with their tails up again. Looks like Benny Feilhaber's received a yellow card. Things are starting to get a little bit prickly in the technical area. Second coach that we've seen get a caution in this half. Steadied in the center now, Gomez. Gashing by the marker of Haji Berry. Panos Armanakis with a glimmer in his eye. Gulfed in for Gomez. That last bit of connectivity still elusive. Galina will pursue this to the touchline and will roll out a play.
Your attention, please. A substitution for Hartford Athletic.
Oakland Roots return on Saturday, October 25th at 7 p.m. at the Oakland Coliseum against Lexington SC. Individual tickets are still available, so get them before they sell out. To secure your tickets, visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets or call 510-488-1144. They will call to the bullpen here as the man of the moment, Samuel Carriaga, having scored the winner in the Jägermeister Cup final, is summoned to add some offensive punch. And this is a much more wide wing attacking outfit for Hartford. Displaying that now. It's rolled in! Instant impacts! Kyle Edwards, with his 8th substitute goal on the year, sets the pace in the game and all time. 2 on the score just like that. The most goals by a substitute now in league history by himself, and it comes in a blank.
You get your attacking players more influential, but the run from Kyle Edwards, a recognition of space as Hackshaw and Gaga both get drawn in. That leaves Akers going back the other way. And what a phenomenal ball this is from Panayiotou. But a lot left to do for Kyle Edwards. He needs to sort his feet, open up his hips, and just wrong foot Spiegel. Great transitional goal for Hartford Athletic to take the lead here in the Coliseum.
He scored against them last year. He scores against them in 2025. And this is not the Hartford of old. The script flips. And Oakland will feel maybe the aftershocks of what was a lead lost in Phoenix the first half. Right now, it was 3-0 then. It was 1-0 today. Very different story, but same level of control.
Just look at the recent run of form for the Oakland Roots.
Oh, Benny Fehlhaber just kicked the ball. He's already on a yellow card. Referee is delivering stern words, but it looks like Benny Fehlhaber, despite his grievance, is going to get off the hook. It's a free kick after all that for Oakland. Temper is really starting to fray. The game has met its boiling point. Sent sailing in. Camden Riley just inches away. It's a corner.
Fans, last call for alcohol and concession sales. Alcohol sales will end in the 75th minute. 9 minutes from now. Concessions closes in the 80th minute. That's in 14 minutes. Be sure to visit your nearest bar concession stand to grab your final refreshment.
Justin doing some accounting. Nabil Hackshaw got a yellow card after the second goal from Hartford. He is up and in the mix for this corner. Gibson in. It's there for Danny Trejo, but it's waved off. And Gagi Megmarjvili has to be careful here, already on a yellow. The question becomes, where was the contact?
The argument for Alex Miller saying there was contact before the ball arrives to Danny Trejo. Between Gagi and Baluz. Right on top of that 6-yard box. No need for Gagi to bring down his marker. The ball is about 5 yards behind you. You're not even involved in the play. You take away a great goal from Danny Trejo. Very technically taken strike from the striker for the Oakland Roots.
This is his longest run out. Oakland's colors had topped out at 45 minutes in his starting against Phoenix and then off the bench against El Paso last game. His goal under pressure by way of Kyle Edwards. Cutback cross is dealt with by Gagi. Hartford have been so good in these road settings. They've won their last 7 away from home in all competitions, unbeaten in 11, and their spunk and stick-to-itiveness getting the exact picture as to why they've been able to do that. Kyle Edwards is still down after crashing into the ad boards. Now after his contribution to get the lead today, 12 goals on the year. A massive part of the offensive output of this Hartford team. They'll take the throw with him off the field. Ushered away by Gagi. Now Hartford were the ones that re-triggered play. Oakland have no reason to stop here, so they'll play on up a man. In from deep. Ducked away. It was Beverly Makingila that put a head in. Kyle Edwards got a canter over to the 4th official to come back in. Still down to 10. When does Benny Fehlhaber go to his bench to look at the reserves? That's the question to be answered in the near future. Heavy touch by Gomez, but it's kept with Oakland. Hartford more than comfortable rocking back on their heels as Kyle Edwards rejoins. Gibson, a teasing ball in, aimed towards Trejo, picked up by Armanakis, who arrows in across. Threat still there. El Masnoy has a shot. It stings the palms. Goalkeeper with his body fully behind the ball. Well done by John Berner. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Gotta imagine the midseason buff in the update for Hartford Athletic has been pretty strong. Really looked like they were off the pace earlier this year. They've picked up that pace and are fighting for a home playoff game, something they would have if If this result holds in the table, if the season ended today, again, they cannot clinch the postseason because of the head-to-head first tiebreak against Indy 11. Having lost and drawn, they can come within 1 point. That would get much easier if they can add another here. Danny Trejo will commit a professional foul to see to it. That does not happen. A yellow card. Little question about that.
Bit of frustration from Danny Trejo. Gets his pocket picked from Dispe. He's had himself a really good game after picking up that early yellow card.
Yellow card issued to Oakland Roots, number 99.
And have a transitional moment for the attacker for the Roots.
Card issued in the 71st minute.
Just not the same intensity that we've seen from the home side. They like to cover ground to win their individual duels. And much like the inconsistency within their performances that Benny Feilhaber has pointed out, same can be said with the intensity and the mentality.
It's now 4 Roots on the field that have the booking. Gagi, Hackshaw, Armanakis, and Danny Trejo. That's a lofted delivery that will meet the goalkeeper in the air. Hartford still trying to turn that temperature up again. That urgency has not been where it needs to be in this second half. Really has felt like Hartford are the team that have their life on the line. Pretty miraculous. Been on the road for a while here. Coast to coast travel. Huge game against Sacramento that you have to gut out. Win that 1-0. Tight turnaround here against Oakland. Desperate. And they just have not missed a beat. Especially after going down a goal, it could have come unspooled. That's been the opposite. Riley called there.
What you get with this Hartford Athletics side is a sense of maturity and experience. Understanding that the moments of this game that you need to capitalize to claw yourself back into it. The goals that you scored transitional. And this is a really smart sub from Brendan Burke. As Panayotu comes off, Marlon Harrison is going to sit right next to Makangila. Now you have a double pivot in that central location, just trying to clean things up and provide a security blanket to see this result out for the visiting side.
Panayotu, young professional, 21 years old, really bright player, loaned in from New England Revolution. He's got maybe 30 professional appearances. Marlon Harrison, in his own right, has 148 in the MLS alone at 31 years of age. It's pretty sensible.
Shifting into a 4-2-3-1 formation now for Hartford Athletic. Carriaga will play the 10. Etienne Galino slot out to this left-hand side underneath Kyle Edwards. And then you have that double pivot defensively again.
Gibson spraying another direct ball. It was Danny Trejo who was hunting it. Fluttering back to Spiegel again. Gibson toying with it, bringing in Nabil Hackshaw. Some overloads occurring out wide. El Masnaoui. His cross is blocked out for a corner. Yet to be useful from the flag. Oakland, they'll get another try.
Those are the types of runs that you need out of midfield if you are the Oakland Roots, because you pull out a central location player for Hartford Athletic to open up space. So the positioning of Danny Gomez, El Masnaoui for the remainder of this game underneath Peter Wilson will be top priority for Benny Feilhaber.
It's a decent ball, but it does not clear the first hurdle of Carriaga. Guided back to the goalkeeper by Gibson. This is a really good test for Hartford for what a playoff setting might be like in protect mode. First frame of play, Oakland's outshot their opponent 12-0 this half, 5-2 in favor of Hartford, and they are looking for much more. Abu Njai drifting one over the head of Kyle Edwards. Pretty captivating how he can just change a game, Kyle Edwards, with his physicality and speed. grapple for it at the touchline. Turned in the direction of Peter Wilson. Looks like Wolfgang Prentice is being prepped, as well as Maury Donor. Oakland have done a nice job this year of enriching the depth. Maury Donor was a big add. And we'll see what kind of impact they might have as there is a Hartford player down. It's Adrian Diespay. It was his late header against Rhode Island FC in the Jägermeister Cup that got things level so that Hartford could win in the shootout. There was no looking back from that point on. They have charged in the right direction ever since. That ignited their season. He is struggling right now as Oakland make their changes. Wolfgang Prentice, who had that red-hot start to the year, 4 goals, 3 assists for him.
On the field, number 30, Maury Donor,
who did a lot of the right things, but just couldn't pop up in the pivotal moments.
You get verticality now from Maury Donor and Prentice, the 2 players that are coming on for the Oakland Roots. Provide the width, but their verticality and their directness can apply some real pressure on this Hartford Athletic back line.
It does look like Donor is playing in a wider attacking position, not right back. Riley will remain there. Neat and tidy from Peter Wilson. And straight in and running is Donor, who goes for goal. And lifted everybody in the ground. Not sure if he mishit it or not. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. That's tonight. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Could have gotten a nice little appetizer for this game this evening.
That last action, you need more quality from Maury Donor. It's a dream scenario. You have 2 real options crashing towards that near post and that far post. Just wrap your hips around it and put it in a dangerous area.
Was probably his 3rd or 4th kick of the game, but it could have changed the whole thing. It's a throw-in, it appears, for Hartford. Setting for the long throw. Babu Njai has taken these. Looks like he will defer to Samuel Carriaga this time.
Marlon Harrison, right side of your screen. Acres of space if this ball pops out.
Headed on by Balous. Second bite of the cherry, a third. Claimed nervously the goalkeeper Spiegel. Was waiting on that to get back to a place where he could intervene. That's an example of how the size of Hartford is really changing the game with the substitutions. Churning down the far flank. Wolfgang Prentice at the keys. It's clipped away. What do you think he's saying right now?
In more of a pocket presence for the Oakland Roots. As you take off El Masnaoui and Batash, you lose a little bit of that central location, which now will be Danny Trejo's responsibility. Wolfgang Prentice, Maury Donor, they're going to give you width, but they're also going to give you that movement up and down that field. So now how can you find that balance and really try to cause some confusion, to not be too predictable? Because that last action from Wolfgang Prentice was just far too easily defended. If you can get a player to come in centrally, to go out wide, now you show a little bit of variation in how you can attack the remainder of this game for the Oakland Roots.
Kendon Riley hounded, gets the ball off his foot. So widening first touch from Donor, who bends in towards the byline. Maury Donor. Wolfgang Prentice off his head. Fails to retain it. And if you're Oakland at this point, it's full sail. draw does not really help you all that much. So you're not only playing to level the game, that's step one. Final objective is to get the win. Donor taking that first step, and it's blocked away by Babu Njai, who's played quite a good game today. Donor evaluating his options. He'll cut in on the left. Lofted into the box. Everything in the air is being won by Belus. Not only have Hartford done a good job of getting the most out of the players on the roster at the start of the year, it feels like every single player they brought in has enriched the team in some way. Case in point, Belus.
The box defending has been impressive for Hartford Athletic. Their positioning, understanding that you need to shade that near post, and then someone needs to get touch tight with the oncoming runs of Oakland Roots. That is something that if you are Brendan Burke, you have to be extremely proud about, only conceding 29 times in USL Championship play up to this point. A team that's really difficult to break through.
10 clean sheets for Hartford this year, the most in club history. That opportunity to add another was taken away quite quickly, but the measure of really great defensive teams often is how they circle the wagons. Hartford have done that today. In some ways, a mirror image of the two projects. You have a lot of faith in Benny Feilhaber and what he sees for this team, but this is year 2 of the cycle for Brendan Burke and what he started to build. Kind of tore things down at the end of last year, and a yellow card is shown. I thought initially that was to Nabil Hackshaw, and that would have been a red. Looks like it was to Kyle Edwards for delaying the restart.
Yellow card issued to Hartford Athletics number 71, Kyle Edwards.
But just returning to that point, Hartford just looked the more organized, understanding team of where they are and where they're going.
More of a mature and professional type of feel to Hartford Athletic, winning the critical moments, specifically in this second half. Like you mentioned, paying for this Brendan Burke project, it's year 2, and he's been able to handpick the type of roster, the type of profiles that he wants within his locker room. Benny Feilhaber comes into the Oakland Roots fold midway through this season, so unable to really pick the type of players that he wants to fit into his game plan and his identity, what he's trying to build. There's been glimpses of what he is trying to implement here, but really difficult when you don't have that type of roster that you want to build from it within.
Gomez. Donor is raging, and it's blocked out again by the long legs of him, Babu Njai. Moonshotted back towards the Oakland ends. Running out of time quickly. A heave from Hackshaw. Donor may have hit off his hands. USL Championship and League One are on the CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus, USLChampionship.com, USLLeague1.com. Complete USL TV listings. More coverage to come. Getting down to the good bit. This will bring both these teams to a place where they only have 3 games left. A hardy challenge. It's not shoulder to shoulder. These pays also on a yellow. Any red card to either team would really change the circumstances as the players down in the middle. Peter Wilson. Something happened away from the play. What precisely happened is the question.
Watch the left arm of Belus here, just trying to impede the run of Peter Wilson. It's a foul. If our refereeing crew sees this, it's a foul for Belus and should be a yellow card. Now Peter Wilson's trying to make the most of it 1,000% as he does get pushed in the chest area. But the extension of the left arm, impeding of the run, has all the makings for a yellow card.
Didn't look like he ever actually caught the face, but the point, as you made, is that he knocked him off balance and kept him from getting going. And And another good instance of refereeing, confers with her assistants, and comes to the right conclusion. Yellow card.
She's done a good job. Alex Billiter making all the right decisions, very consistent within her level of refereeing, what's a foul, what's not a foul.
It's a little bit cheap to give away at this stage in the game. Oakland get to commit all their resources, all the big bodies in the box. Try and figure out what region of the 18 might be the best kind of ground to sow their seeds on. Camden Riley, take note of him, lurking beyond the last man. Will try and jump back onside right before the ball is kicked. Gibson and Armanakis over top as they bend the bow and take aim of target. Armanakis. Bit biteless. Michi Galina roping it down the line, contested by Danny Trejo. Still Galina. It's just silly. Foul is called. Goggy is displeased. Hartford taking their time.
November 24th to the 26th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the UCSF held Oakland's Roots and Soul Performance Center. It's a 3-day soccer camp. Early bird pricing now for $279. Scan the QR code to sign up. Spaces are filling up fast.
Sailed high and off the head top and out for a throw. Bit of a dangerous ball that ends up in the pocket of Maury Donor. Gibson opening. Lurking is Armanakis. Prentice making a run. The ball arrives. Peter Wilson just late to it. Everything but the final product again for Oakland.
In search of result, now Hawkshaw will play right next to Peter Wilson, so you have two big bodies that you can play into if you are the Oakland Roots.
Tidy enough at the edge of the area, and they work around the press. Hartford Athletic. Travella pass in behind. Fresh legs. Kyle Edwards rushing in. Cut down. It's a clean winning of it by Camden Riley. It will be out for what appears to be a corner.
Good recognition from Camden Riley as Goggy gets caught high. Needs to time this challenge to perfection and does just that, because that is a clever touch from Kyle Edwards, trying to come across his body and get a better angle on this Roots back line. He's provided a positive impact, Kyle Edwards has, for Hartford Athletic since coming onto this field.
He's had a great night, stepping back into the starting lineup. Had a big part in their run in the middle of the season last year. Not really in the picture this year. Tossed in towards the goalkeeper. He can't pick this up. Curled away. Things opening upfield though. Danny Trejo waiting on it. Donor around him. Just not on the same page. Tick, tick, tick. Good look at Camden Riley, our fighter of the match. Presented by Modelo. Award for those with a fighting spirit. Modelo, mark of a fighter. He has done exactly that at right back today, providing the assist. Just been so sturdy.
It's been a really strong game, Camden Riley, on and off the ball. Talked about ability to read the game, drop down, do his defensive duties, and showed a bit of class on his first time pass across for the Roots goal.
He You can tell all appliances being chucked, including the kitchen sink, as Nabil Hackshaw is now playing striker. Camden Riley in the middle, running things from the point. Donor.
Need to put it in.
Maurice Donor. A late decision from the linesman. It's a free kick. It's 6 minutes of stoppage time, more than enough.
Just no need for Galina to leave his feet here. You have two Hartford Athletic players versus one. Gets down to the ball to foul. No real argument for Galina. Bit silly from the sub of Hartford Athletic and allows Panos Armenakis to stand over this ball. He's just trying to put this on target with the runners in front of Burner. Can easily squeak into that far post. You need to bypass Cal Edwards, who is that first line of defense for Hartford Athletic here.
Athletic have only conceded 3-headed goals. It's the joint's least in the league. Armenakis punched away. Off the chest of Hackshaw to the foot of Danny Trejo. Over the head of Wilson, cleared off the line by Camden Riley. Speechless. Failed by misfortune. Oakland Roots. Relentless though, they go again. Trejo making the run. Hit it down to Danny Trejo. Delivering wide.
It's the right decision from Hackshaw as Danny Trejo is coming underneath him in a better body position. His first touch sets him up for failure here, Danny Trejo. As a right footer, if you let it come across your body, then you can just smash it, and you also have more of an angle of the goal to shoot at. Give credit to Hartford Athletic defenders closing down that space extremely quick, forcing a really uncomfortable shot from Trejo.
Never going to get a completely clean look at target against this Hartford team. One of the hallmarks of what they've done this year. Danny Trejo, though, more than enough of a player to score there.
But not even needing to take that first touch. Just let the ball come across your body. Set your feet, then you just smash it.
Danger foot. Not at the foot of Kyle Edwards in this instance, though. And as his first touch fails him. That's a reckless tackle. Could be problems on. Card's out of the pocket, but it's yellow. Looks like Harrison. That got tangled. He receives his booking.
Yellow card issued to Hartford Athletics, number 94, Marlon
Sixth
Harrison.
of the year.
Card issued in stoppage time.
Reckless challenge from Harrison.
Lucky he didn't catch the Oakland player with their foot in the ground. That could have been a lot more grisly. 3 minutes left. Camden Riley swaggering past the first wave of pressure, and now Oakland are out. Hackshaw in the middle. That is not what he's there to do. Oakland able to gain it back. Hackshaw whittling wide. The cross floated in. Wilson at the near stick. Second try. Hackshaw running for it. And the break Bruce. Edwards leading. Kyle Edwards a beeline towards the corner. Skips free of Camden Riley. He's dragged back. Instant yellow card.
Just not enough quality for the Oakland Roots, doing a good job at getting into that final third, but this is clever from Kyle Edwards. Notice how he lifts this ball, just baiting Riley to step in, and all he's trying to do is invite contact. He's going to go down if he feels anything. Drain some more clock, and what a performance he has had in this second 45 minutes. Changing the entire complexion of this game, Kyle Edwards.
I don't know if he's in the all-league territory. Kind of hard to justify a guy who has only started 7 games this year, but you look at the influence, the production. Him and Mishi Galina have turned this whole thing around this year. Big shoes to fill after the departure of their first choice number 9, Jiang. Early in the season, Galina at the end line. Layered into the center. Free look at goal. Hartford have all 3 points. A burly and brave performance in the Bay. It's Beverly Makingila.
Recognition of moments here from Hartford Athletic first. And Galina draws in about 3 Oakland Roots players, and really unselfish here from Carriaga. Notice the amount of pace that he rolls his ball into the path of Makingila to step into. And a player of that quality from about 11 yards out. Easy finish just to pick out a corner and give Hartford Athletic all 3 points here on the road in the Coliseum.
If you had any doubts about Hartford Athletic, in some ways you could argue this performance says as much about them as Saturday. Had every reason to capitulate. They did the opposite. Down 1 at halftime. At full time, they win 3-1 over Oakland Roots. Brendan Burke, you got yourself a team.
What a performance this is for Hartford Athletic. You talked about the emotional hangover. None of that whatsoever. Go down in the first half. Ability to galvanize the troops and show real quality and real grit to win those crucial moments and take another massive step at hopefully getting a home playoff game for Hartford Athletic.
Absolutely on the cards. They will be at home against Sacramento Republic at the weekend. As we set to step aside, we will pick through the bones on the other end of a break. The Bark post-game coverage coming to you next. Hartford Athletic 3, Oakland Roots 1.
Here, soccer is a movement, more than just a game, that inspired us to be more than just a name on a jersey, more than a health insurance company, and more involved in helping Oakland grow. I'ma stay true to my roots. Because in this town, we play for good. Let the rest do what it do. There's one thing I'ma do.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You might not be related, but you're still family. You don't just give an extra hand. You give your whole heart and a whole lot of muscle. Because it feels good to raise up the community that raised you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge.
A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew. Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
Tonight's match is presented by Anthem Blue Cross. As the bell tolls, the task grows greater for Oakland Roots, Hartford Athletic. A statement in what has been a catalog of them on the road. They take it 3-1 as we look back at the highlights from the game that was. Peyton Keller here with Ricky Lopez. on the road and the full-time stats behind that. Mind you, Hartford Athletic did not have a single shot at halftime.
Zeros. Everything on the top three for Hartford Athletic. They created more, they scored more, they were more efficient, they were more ruthless in a game that really tested their mentality and their fight to come into the Coliseum after winning their first trophy in club history. Brendan Burke and company, fantastic job and well-deserved 3 points here on the road.
At its expiration, Oakland Roots, much to do in their final 3 games. It's another missed opportunity. They have now lost their last 6 games. As we set to step aside, tonight's match has been a good one as Hartford take it. Thank you for joining us this evening. Oakland Roots and Bart. Want to make sure you get home? Visit bart.gov/planner to plan your trip for our entire lovely cast and crew and my partner Ricky Lopez Aspen. Folks, I've been Peyton Gallagher. We will talk to you soon. The final tally, 3-1 Hartford.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.